first. All right, guys, welcome to our Team Forward Fitness. Everybody, I know we've got so many teams collectively in there, so I'm really excited for this team call and to host this with Missy Reber and with Keisha Fitzgerald. And I'm actually going to go ahead and turn the time over directly to Keisha because she's going to kind of get us started. We're talking about the leadership ladder and everything, so she's going to kind of explain that. I feel like I should give you an introduction, though, first. Keisha. Wave to everybody, Keisha. Everyone knows who you're going to be looking at, and we'll pin your photo up here. But Keisha is one of my coaches, one of the top leaders on our team. And so there's a reason why we've got Missy and Keisha here, because they both have been, my two personally sponsored coaches that have hit executive leader. So, I'm an executive leader too, and then those two girls, and it's just kind of cool because, if you get into the back office and you look in there, you can see there's not that many. So it's kind of cool on our team that we have three, which I feel is a pretty big deal. Keisha, how many years have you been coaching? Like just over 2, right? Yeah. I guess I can unmute you. Yeah, so just over 2 years. And Keisha is like one of the most fun people you will meet, like has so much energy. Everybody wants to be around Keisha because she's just fun and knows how to have a good time. And I think one of the greatest gifts that Keisha has is she makes everybody feel like I genuinely care about you and I love you and you are my best friend. Like that's how she just makes everyone feel like $1 million. And so more than stats or anything like that, I just feel, that's something I genuinely love about Keisha. So Keisha, we'll just have you start. Is that okay? I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. You're making me all sweaty. All right, I'm going to do a screen share so I can go through a little PowerPoint for you guys. Let's see. So let me make this a little bit bigger. Can you guys all see the PowerPoint? Thumbs up if you can see it. Cool. All right. So this is what we're going to cover. Look at this cute little picture of the three of us on the right here. This is when we won surfboards at the leadership conference this fall. So I'm going to talk real quickly about what we're going to cover, and then I'm going to go through a couple of slides for us. So what is the leadership ladder? We're going to talk about our individual perspectives on it. How do you find your benchmark? What do the components of the leadership ladder actually mean? How do you generate a report? How do you help your team move up the ladder? What are the milestones and why are they so important? And then how you can duplicate this in your team and create more stability as you move beyond the higher level ranks of organizational leader and executive leader like Brigitte just mentioned. So I'm going to jump right in and cover a couple of the first bullets, and then I'll pass the time over to Missy, and then Brigitte will close us out. So just so you guys have a understanding of how the flow will work here. All right. So what is the leadership ladder? It's basically a tool that's in your back office that I'm not actually sure when Beachbody released it, but it's a really awesome tool that we can use to track our business milestones as we are pushing for rank and hitting Success Club. There's different rungs. So there's 5 different rungs: business starter, team builder, team leader, organizational leader, and executive leader. And you can change which benchmark you're in on a month-to-month basis, but hopefully you're moving in the progression towards executive leader. And when you get to that point, hopefully you stay there. Because it's based off of the milestones that your team, your personally sponsored coaches hit each month. Okay, so I'm not going to go into all of the nitty gritty details on this slide. I'm going to break it down by each component. So first, I want to explain to you how you actually find this in the first place. So when you go to teambeachbody.com and you click on the coach tab and you go down to your coach online office, you'll log in. And as you guys know, this is a screenshot of mine from yesterday, but as you guys know, you'll see in the very center that Success Club qualification. So the arrow is pointing to the tab. All you do is click on that tab right there. Everyone has this in the center of your coach online office. It doesn't matter if you're a brand new coach or you've been a coach for 5 years, it doesn't matter. So you're going to see that little tab there. And if you click on the tab on the right-hand side, you'll see mine I'm using as an example shows up. So right there, as you can see, it breaks down each component. And that's how you can see what your current rung is and what your next rung is going to be, or what your next rung would be if you were shooting for the moving up the ladder. Because right now I am the highest level that you can be in the executive leader, as an executive leader in the leadership ladder, my next rung says the same one that I am. But if you were, for example, an organizational leader, which is one step below an executive, your next rung would say executive leader, because that's the direction as you move up. Okay? So I'm going to break down each component. So right now, if you're like, oh, she's talking so fast, there's so much information, trust me, it's going to be very, very, very simple. Okay, so this is a question that I get from coaches. Wait, mine doesn't say anything. So the first 5 days of the month, Beachbody is collecting all of the data from the previous month and they're updating it in the back office. So you won't have anything it won't say your current rung until after the 5th of the month. Okay, so keep that in mind. So if you're looking at it between the 1st and the 5th and you're like, well, like I don't have any rung, I didn't do anything, like I'm not any type of leadership ladder component. Yes, you are. It just hasn't showed up yet. Okay, so if it's between the 1st and the 5th of the month, it says that at the very bottom. See this little arrow here? It says report may be blank during the first 5 days of each month. Click here for more information. Literally, I know you guys are probably like, okay, Keisha, duh. But honestly, I didn't even notice that at first. So click here and it pops up and it shows you more information, but it is blank during the first 5 days of the month. Also, if you just started and you just signed up as a coach, like I mentioned before, you're going to have something under that tab, but it will say that your current or your last month's rung is none because you weren't a coach the month before, okay? So if you haven't become a business starter yet, which is the first step on the leadership ladder, yours will say none. So all of this is totally normal. If you're a brand new coach listening to this recording or if you're on it right now, it's totally normal if it says nothing if you just signed up as a coach, okay? All right, so I like this slide because this is how I think, it's so much to know. Actually, it's funny because it's all of the things that we already focus on as we build our business. It's just in a prettier layout. That's the way that I think about it. So to share my perspective on when I first heard about the leadership ladder, to be honest, I thought it was just an extra thing. I was like, oh, I have to learn something new. Like I just figured out how to always hit Success Club and help my coaches. I don't want to learn something new. But what it is actually, it's really cool because it's what we're already doing. It's just gives you a tangible plan. And it's just such a pretty layout. And it makes you be able to look at your coaches and your downline and see like a roadmap. And plus, who does not like recognition? Like everyone loves to be recognized for hard work. So it's another way that we can recognize our coaches. So at first I was very skeptical because I just didn't want to learn it, to be honest. But after I realized it's a really awesome tool. And all the components make it look so complicated. But if you look, this is just, like I said, this is a screenshot of someone who would be a business starter. They have these little question marks next to each component. So I'm going to break them down really quickly. But if you don't know, just hover over that with your mouse and it will literally tell you exactly what it is. So, okay. So the first thing, going through each structure of this, each of the 5 different rungs, you have a commission section. So as we know, commission, that's like income that you earn on a monthly basis. So in order for you to move up the rung in the ladder, you need to make a certain amount of income per month. So for example, business starter is a great place to start because if you're making $100 a month, you're covering your cost of Shakeology. As we know, the coach price is $97. So awesome. You're covering your cost of Shakeology and there you go. And then to move to team builder, you need to be making $250 a month. And as you can see, it gradually becomes more and more. By the time that you reach executive leader, you're making $8,500 or more a month. So that's awesome. It's a really great tool and it's one component of the leadership ladder. So we all know what commission is, super straightforward. It's just a cool way to track it. The next one, Success Club. Remember that, my coaches that are listening to this or that are on this live are going to be like, she talks about this all the time. But Success Club is all you do in this business, right? It's the basic, it's the foundation. You have to hit Success Club to keep moving your business forward. It's the basic milestone of how you can measure your business. And it's a cool benchmark that Beachbody gave us. And they're smart cookies at Beachbody, right? So when they rolled out this leadership ladder, they, of course, made Success Club, which is, in my opinion, the most important part of this business. They made that a requirement, right? So you cannot be any rung in the leadership ladder. No matter how much your personally sponsored coaches are killing it, no matter what level you're at, you can't be any rung. You'll be none if you don't hit Success Club 5 or more. So as you can see, the second component of the leadership ladder for every single category is Success Club. So as we know, it's so important, and I'm going to take 20 seconds to just say why Success Club is so important. There's no, when do you start a business and you actually have a measure of how you can move your business forward? There's no reason that if you're building a business, you shouldn't be hitting Success Club. That's bringing new people that you get to help, new fun friends that you get to have, points towards trips, you're leading by example. I could go on and on. But remember that you've got to hit Success Club if you want to be any rung in the leadership ladder. Okay, moving on. See, this is really simple, right? It's not complicated. It just looks really like complicated when it really doesn't need to be. So the next rung is the highest paid rank. So as you can tell, as we know, rank is really important. Leadership ladder also builds off of what your rank is. So you can't progress beyond team leader if you aren't a diamond rank coach or above. So if you look in each section, which Missy's going to break this down into more detail, but each section has a rank correlated to it. So you can't be an executive leader if you aren't a 5-star diamond coach or above. An organization leader, 2-star above, diamond coach or above, team leader. So there's definitely diamond rank coaches that are MyPS coaches or other, some of us on this call that have diamond rank coaches that aren't team leaders because maybe they're a diamond and maybe they hit Success Club, but maybe they don't have another one of the components. Maybe they're not making $1,000 a month. That's possible. So it's a really comprehensive way to look at incorporating rank, but not just exclusively looking at like, I just want to be a diamond. Not only do you want to be a diamond, but you want to be a team leader because you want to make money because you're in a business. You want to help people, so you need to hit Success Club, right? So all of these things are tied together. And then I just have this graphic on the right if anyone wants to take a screenshot because it's like one of my favorite graphics that one of my coaches made. Okay, moving forward to the last three more. So personally sponsored coaches with 1+ Success Club point. All that means is just, do you have personally sponsored coaches that you brought into the business that have Success Club points on the board? To me, if one of my coaches has a Success Club point on the board, that means they're working the business. So my goal as their leader and mentor is to work with them to make them hit Success Club, to hit 5 points or more throughout the entire month, right? But this leadership ladder doesn't even matter. It doesn't even matter if they're actually in Success Club. It just matters if they have a point on the board. So if you want to be a team builder, you need to have 2 personally sponsored coaches, regardless of the year that they signed up, that have a point on the board. If you want to be an executive leader, you need to have at least 8, personally sponsored coaches that have 1 point or more on the board. And as you can see, it progresses as you move up the ranks. And weak leg volume. No, I'm on weak leg volume too. So that is your weak leg, which is the leg that has typically has the least amount of volume. It's your weak leg, the one that you don't typically share with your upline coach. You have to have a total accumulation throughout the entire month of whatever is corresponding in that rank of the leadership ladder. So for example, 200 for team builder. So throughout the entire month, if the first week you have 50 and the next week you have 50 and the next week you have 50 and the next week you have 50, 200, right? Or maybe you have 200 the first week and then you have 0 the rest of the month. The total amount of volume that you accrue throughout the entire month is the component there. And then moving on up, Brigitta's going to talk about this a little bit more, but moving on up, the PS team leader. So this is when you reach the 2 highest rungs in the leadership ladder. And this is why I think hitting executive leader and maintaining that rank in the leadership ladder was really cool for me. And I saw this as something that was like a big accomplishment for our team, because that means that I have personally sponsored at least 4 team leaders, right? So that means diamond rank coaches or above that are earning over $1,000 a month, that are hitting Success Club, and that they each have 4 coaches that have Success Club points on the board, right? So all of this sounds super complicated, but in reality, it really breaks down by rung. And Missy's going to talk to us about how to kind of get each coach moving throughout this so that you're moving more toward, that organizational or executive leader standpoint. But even just starting out from business starter to team builder is such a huge milestone to move in your business. So I guess my biggest thing is know that it's another tool that you have. It's another way that you can track your coach's progress. And really quickly, I want to just tell you one more thing, and then I'm turning the time over to Missy, which is how to generate a report. So it's cool, right? You're like, Keisha, this is so much information. You can go back and watch the recording again if you feel like it's too much. But in reality, it's, like I said, it's super simple. It's all the things that we're already doing. So what I like to do is Beachbody will send you an email and it will give you a recap of your personally sponsored coaches and their ladder rung, but you can also pull a report. So I like to pull a report of all of my coaches and see how they're doing in terms of where they're at in the leadership ladder and if they've moved forward in their business. So it's really easy. I'm going to go through this in 30 seconds. So when you go to your Coach Online office, some of you guys know this, so just humor me and pretend like you're really excited to learn this. So you go to the My Business tab, you go to My Downline, you go to Sponsorship Drill Down, and you can formulate your report there. So you can filter the report based off of what you want to include. And now there is a component where you can do leadership ladder, and you can click on that and highlight that component so it gets populated in your report. I will go number 5 right here. You go down, you can pick what function you want it to come out in. So I always do Excel because I think the data is easier to manipulate. And then boom, you pull that. If you have a Mac, it pops up into the right-hand corner. You click on it and you make it all pretty. And that's how you do. And how can you find out more? Like I said, you can hover over these little guys, the little question marks in your Coach Online office, the very center where the leadership ladder is, and it will tell you all of the juicy information you want to know. And that's all I have. So I'm turning it over to Missy so she can talk about why this is important and break it down a little bit more for us.
So perfect. And I'm going to interrupt really, really quick so I can introduce Missy too, if that's okay. So Missy is another one of our top leaders on here on our team, which is I just love about this team is that we have so many incredible leaders, and not just even coaches that are sponsored by me. I mean, we have generational leadership on this team, which is just something I think is really unique about our team. But Missy is one of those coaches who's creating other leaders, and that's what has helped her be an executive leader on this team. Missy oozes love, so we're talking about stats and everything like that, and that's something that I have felt from her. Even though I sponsored Missy, I hear so much from her constantly asking me, how are you? Just thinking of you, Brigitte, how are you doing? And it just means always so much to me that it's a two-way friendship, that I can tell that she cares about me just as much as I care about her. And it's always just been endearing to me, and Missy's also one of those coaches from the very beginning that I could see so much potential in her. But it's definitely been a transformation on her end in her journey because, she didn't start off just being like, okay, I'm going to do this and I'm going to build this big team. She had hesitations, she had fears, and it's just proof that you stick with this, you keep doing your personal development, and you trust the process, and the sky's the limit. So with that quick introduction, I just want to introduce these guys so you guys realize how lucky we are to have Keisha and Missy getting on these calls speaking. So Missy, your turn.
Aw, thanks. That was nice. Okay, so it's funny because she's right. I feel like I've changed so much on my coach journey, and I'm going to share my feelings about the leadership ladder from last year until now. And the truth is that when they introduced the leadership ladder, I didn't really pay attention to it. In fact, I hated it. Because here's why. Because I am not a numbers person at all. They freak me out, they stress me out. And so to me, it was just one more number I had to keep track of and one more thing I had to do on my checklist. But one day, Brigitte announces that I'm an executive leader, and I didn't even know. So here's the lesson you guys can learn, is that Brigitte said that, I'm all about loving people. And that's how I built my whole business. That's how I invest in my team. That's what's important to me. And I want you guys to understand that when you do those behaviors, when you do invest love in your coaches, and when you do invest love in your challenge groups, that turns into numbers. And so as I look back over my frustration, I kind of have to laugh because I'm like, okay, but love is leadership, and leadership is the ladder. You climb the ladder with love, guys. It's going to be okay. So don't let all the tiny little things freak you out. You're really just doing all the same things. Like Keisha said, this is just a very organized, businessy way to track it, and it's awesome because we get to solidify our businesses. So for me, what the leadership ladder really is giving you a chance to really solidify your business as you grow, so that when you get to be a diamond, you're not losing your footing and tumbling backwards. So if you think about climbing an actual ladder, okay, right? What would happen if you were climbing up it and it broke? right? You don't want that. Like, you want a really nice, strong, sturdy ladder. If you're climbing to the roof, you do not want to fall off. Okay, so just think of the leadership ladder as not just building a business, but building a solid ladder to success. Okay, that's how I look at it. That's the lovey, pretty picture visualization for you guys. So you can learn to love it too, because I am singing in a different tune. Okay, all right, so I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, can you guys see that? Let's see, where we go. Okay. All right, hold on. I got to go back through my slides. Okay, can you guys see my slides? No? Why did it not share it? Desktop. Oh, I want to share my desktop. Okay. I think I figured it out. Okay, I'm not a computer person, and I don't usually do this on Zoom. Okay, now can you see my slides? Okay. All right, I did make slides. I'm proud of myself. Okay. So I'm going to break down the different levels and why you need to hit them. Okay, so why getting to that level solidifies that level of your business. Okay, so we're going to start with business starter. Okay, in our business, we usually start with Emerald. But guess what? You get to celebrate your coaches sooner. That's awesome. Okay, so business starter is 3 requirements. Okay, you're making $100 in a month. Okay, so how many challenge packs is that? Okay, so let's say 3, right? If you sell 3 challenge packs, you're gonna make $100. So 3 challenge packs is also what? Success Club. So you get 2 in 1 spot. So all you have to do to help your coaches become business starters is what? Get into Success Club. Okay, this is a no-brainer. I think we get all overwhelmed and we're like, it's one more thing. But guess what? Instead of just recognizing your coach for hitting Success Club, when they make $100, you get to be like, dude, you made $100. That's like a really nice pair of shoes, right? Or even better, we're gonna come down here and talk about why this is great for your brand new coaches. Okay, your brand new coach, like they're excited, they're nervous, they're kind of freaking out, and they make $100 and they pay for their own Shakeology. Okay, then their husband can't complain, right? Because they made their money back. They're involved in a challenge group, right? So if you showed them how to invite to a challenge group and find 3 people to add to a challenge group, they are doing this, learning the basics. You have just taught your brand new coach how to do the basics. That's awesome. So they're going to have confidence that they can do the very basic thing of inviting to a challenge group, selling a challenge pack, hitting Success Club, and this is my favorite part, getting yourself out there. Okay, getting to be a business starter means your coach decided to put their business out there. That's like their coming out party, right? And we get to celebrate it because sometimes they do this and they don't hit Emerald, and so we're like, it just like there's no hoopla around it. But guess what? We get to throw a party and say, look what they did. Like, it's so cool. So they're learning the basics. They're putting themselves out there. And this is my favorite one. Being a business starter means your coach is building momentum. I listened to a call as a brand new coach. Oh my gosh, so I don't even know when this was. But Melanie Mitro did a shampoo call. Do you remember that, Brigitte? Have you ever seen her shampoo? I'm going to find it. It's like the randomest, I don't even know. It was like one of her team calls, and she talks about shampoo, okay? And how you go to the store and to buy shampoo, and what shampoo do you buy? It's just shampoo. But if you've been watching 5 friends on Facebook post about their really awesome shampoo, when you go to the store to buy shampoo, which shampoo are you going to buy? You're going to buy the shampoo that someone talked about. Okay, people need between 8 to 12 exposures generally before they buy. So what does that tell you? You need to make sure your new coaches are building momentum. So just these steps allow them to get themselves out there, and they're starting to sell their shampoo, right? They're starting to say, hey, look at me. And that builds momentum. And whether or not we like it, getting yourself out there, even though that doesn't turn into numbers today, it will turn into numbers down the road. And so momentum in this business is absolutely important. So it's a gift to our new coaches when we can help them be business starters, because that means they're building momentum, and that's going to help their business 4 months from now. So if you want this little business starter to turn into a team leader in 6 months, then teach them how to build momentum by doing those simple things, okay? This is the same simple stuff. All right, we're going to talk about, do you like that I get so excited about this now? Corporate would be so proud, right? They made a believer out of me. Okay, team builder. Okay, so generally speaking, we get really excited about Emerald. And guess what? We're still going to get excited about Emerald. It's still a big deal. But guess what? This just gives us extra stuff. You don't want to just be an Emerald. You want to be like a rock solid rock star Emerald. Okay, so that's what a team builder is. You just basically are a rock star Emerald. So let's talk about what this means. Team business starter was $100 a month. Okay, so team builder is $250 a month. Success Club 5, we know how to do that. Emerald rank, 2 PS coaches with 1+ Success Club point, and 200 volume points on your weak leg. So why do we want to be a team builder? And let's talk about the difference between team builder and Emerald for just a minute. Okay, first of all, why? You are making a profit. If you are a team builder, you are officially in the green, like an Emerald, right? You really are. Like, okay, I'm being stupid. But your business is in the green, right? And you're an Emerald, so it's like green all around, right? Okay, if you're spending $100 a month and your business fee, so say $120 a month to be a coach, you just doubled your profit. If you're a team builder, you are making money, and that's awesome. So the first reason you want to be a team builder is because that means you're in the green. That's awesome. And you're an Emerald, so you're really green. Okay, that means if you're an Emerald, okay, here's an active Emerald. This is you, the green person. And these are your 2 coaches. So you have 2 coaches, 1 on each side. Coaches produce volume, right? So if each of these people are discount coaches or builders, then you have 90 volume points from each person, okay? So when you get to be an Emerald, you also get to make team cycle bonus. Yay, extra money, okay? So you get to start making team cycle bonus. And here's the important part about being a team builder. At this point, when you're starting to sign up coaches, you're understanding the difference between coach and customer, right? You're learning the importance of signing up discount coaches. Discount coaches help you, okay? They bring you volume. But you're also starting to understand that this coach thing is cool and recruit builders. So you're learning as an Emerald to recruit to your team in 2 ways. Discount coaches with your challengers to offer that to everybody. Everybody should get offered the discount coach, okay? And you're learning to talk to people about coaching, okay? You're starting to get some confidence in talking about coaching, in recruiting to your team, and adding to this. So you're not just doing the basics, you're now solidifying the basics for yourself, okay? And my favorite one, you're gaining momentum, right? You're chugging up the hill, okay? The momentum's starting to build. Now, let's look at this bottom 2 factors where it says 2 PS coaches with 1 Success Club point or more. Okay, so say you're this little active Emerald and these 2 coaches are discount coaches. Are they probably getting Success Club points? What are your chances of staying Emerald forever if all you have is discount coaches? Kind of like this, right? Like it's unpredictable, right? So here's the thing, is being a team builder means that you're not just adding discount coaches. You're learning to talk about coaching and you're adding builders to your team. Now, look at these builders. Are they necessarily like these rock star people. We always recruit rock stars because that's the only thing we end up with on our team, right? No. I'm just saying that all they need is to have one Success Club point. So that means that you're hitting Success Club, you're running a challenge group, and you're showing your new coaches how to invite people to your challenge group. You're just duplicating the challenge group step with your own coaches. Okay, so they can sell one bag of Shakeology, guys, one bag, and they have a Success Club point. And you have 2 of those. So maybe if you're an Emerald and you have 2 builders, that's awesome. You can get that with just 2 coaches. But generally speaking, you're going to want more than 2 coaches to be a team builder. Okay, so you're adding discount and builders. Now, 200 volume points on your weak leg. Let's do the math. How many volume points is Shakeology? 90. How many volume points is 2 bags of Shakeology? 180. Okay, so how many coaches do you think you need on your weak leg to get 200 volume points? You probably need more than 2. So this means that early on as a team builder, you're getting to Emerald and then you're adding coaches to your weak leg to grow your weak leg volume. Guess what, guys? If you're adding coaches to your weak leg to grow your weak leg volume, that also increases your team cycle bonus. Yay! You make more money. So these things all work together. I know sometimes it looks like, oh, that's a lot of moving pieces, but if you're doing one, then it builds the other. So if you're adding coaches to your team to get Success Club points, they're producing volume, which gives you team cycle bonus, which makes you more commission. So it just gives you more, they just build on each other. So it's not that complicated. Okay, so don't just be an Emerald, focus on team builder, learn to recruit coaches to your team to grow your volume and grow this little baby team in momentum. And how do you do that? You just get your coaches and you teach them to invite to challenge groups. You're already doing that, okay? You learned the basics, now you're teaching the basics. Okay, now's my favorite one. Team leader. Okay, so team leader, let's break down the qualifications, is $1,000 a month. That one makes me happy. Success Club 5, rank diamond or above, 4 PS coaches with 1+ Success Club point, and 5,000 volume points on your weak leg each month. Okay, so I know diamond is a big deal, okay? It is a big deal, but percentage-wise, what do you think the percentage is, Brigitte? I don't know, but a lot. Probably, I would just say over 70% of diamonds drop their rank at some point. I don't know what the actual number is, but a lot. Why do you guys think that you get to diamond and there's all this hoopla around it, there's all this excitement, and then you drop? Why do we do that? Let me tell you something about diamond. Diamond is your launch pad. It's not the end. It is literally your start line to all your dreams coming true. So just I want you guys to throw the idea, I mean, diamond's amazing and we're going to celebrate the heck out of you, but I want you guys to look at diamond as the race line, okay? All those other things are training, okay? They're training for the race. Diamond is the start line. And you guys get to diamond, I want you to lower your shoulders and get down on the start line and run like a bat out of hell, okay? Because here's the thing. I feel like people get to diamond and they're like, yay, I did it. And they stop running, okay? You can't stop running at diamond. And this is why, because you got to get to team leader. So the reason they created team leader is to get you out of what I like to call in our team, the diamond wobble, okay? We don't want to be in the diamond wobble. Have you ever seen the toys called Weeble Wobbles? They're they look like eggs and they're these little people and they wobble. They're hilarious. I'm going to send those out. I'm going to spray paint them gold and send them when people get to team leader, because that's what this means. It means that you didn't just get to diamond, you solidified your business at diamond. Okay, so $1,000 a month, Success Club 5, diamond or beyond, 4 PS coaches with 1+ Success Club point, and $5,000 volume on your week leg. Okay, so why? Why do you want to get to team leader as opposed to just being a diamond? 1, it pays your bills. If you're making $1,000 a month, that pays your bills. That would pay all my car payments and half of my grocery bill. That's a lot of money. When I made $1,000 in a month for the first time, my husband let me quit my job. He said, oh my gosh, like you might actually be able to do this. You get to quit your job. It was the best day ever. And I never looked back because honestly, I was like, if I can do it once, I can do it again. So $1,000 a month is a big deal. That would help you a lot. It pays for a lot of things. So it starts to really like pay your bills at this point. Now you go from learning the basics, solidifying the basics for yourself, to teaching the basics. Okay, this is where you're starting to learn to be a leader. Okay, you have a rock solid business of your own and you're leading by example. So now you've got, my favorite word, momentum. Okay, you've got momentum and you're starting to bring your coaches along with you and they're gonna monkey see, monkey do. Okay, they're gonna follow what you do. Okay, so this is where you really start to lead by example and you're gaining team momentum. So you've gained your momentum, and now this is where you start to gain team momentum. Team is awesome. Here's where I went wrong as a new coach. Don't do this. I wanted to save the world, and I thought I could do it all by myself. I'm like, I can do it! But here's the thing. This is why you recruit a team, because you can only save so many people. You can only love so many people, or you're going to get really tired. But if you go out and find 10 people like you, I mean, put 10 Keishas in a room, and I don't know if that would be like the best party in the world, okay? So go out and find people who think like you, and you just increase your sphere of influence, and you can save a heck of a lot more people. And when I realized that all recruiting was bringing people, and it's like we describe it as Red Rover in our team. It's never you that's the leader, it's everybody is the leader. And when you do that, you build momentum as a team and you can help more people. So this is where you start to duplicate the basics. All you're teaching your coaches is to do the exact same things. Hit Success Club, invite to a challenge group, repeat. It's all the same, okay? Okay, and invite coaches, okay? Those 3 things. Challenge group, coaches, repeat. Success Club, repeat. Those 3 things, that's it. Okay. But here's the best part. When you create a team, all of a sudden you get to experience exponential growth. What in the heck does exponential growth mean? That means your team cycle bonus grows and it's not just you working. It's like a train, okay? If there were one train car, like how fast can one train car go? But when the train has like 50 train cars, that train, if do not get in front of it, right? It will be unstoppable. So the more cars you add to your train, guess what? That's team momentum, and that's awesome. And it makes everybody money. So you have got to look at this diamond and say, okay, I have 2 coaches and they're emerald, they're working, they're my little train. But these coaches down here, okay, you have 8 coaches. More of them need to be emerald. Brigitte likes to call this double diamond. What does that mean? Diamond's hard enough. But here's what double diamond means. And I didn't even get it when she said it yesterday. I was like, double diamond? Like, I'm confused. 2-star? No, I got it. And I'm like, oh, I've been teaching that for a while. I just had a different word for it. But here's the thing, is you have to make sure that you don't stop at getting these 2 emeralds. You need more building coaches. You need 4 PS coaches with 1+ Success Club point, right? You need more people on your working train. So you've got to start adding more coaches and helping more coaches get to emerald. So what she means by going double diamond is this on both sides. So having 2 emeralds on each side and having 8 coaches on each side. So literally you have 16 coaches and 4 emeralds because you're totally solid. So, but how do we do that? 3 things, guys. How do you get to team leader? Hit Success Club. Teach Success Club. Teach your coaches to recruit coaches. That's it. That's all you do over and over. And this will happen. And when you build momentum as a team, this is where you explode. This is where your income grows exponentially. And it's like the momentum's chugging along. Your income will grow. Your team will grow. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, that coach of a coach of a coach just added a coach. That's weird, but it's awesome. And this is where it all starts. So set your sights on team leader, because once you go to team leader, your train can't go backwards. Well, it can, but it probably won't. At Diamond, your train can go backwards still, okay? Team leader, I'm going to give you some stats. So I hate numbers, true, and here's the numbers. And I looked at them, I'm like, that's fascinating. So, okay, here's what this means. They took the coach class of January 2014, and they tried to figure out what in the heck they were doing. Okay, so February, March, April, May, June, July. Look down here at October. I screenshotted this off a YouTube video, so it's kind of weird. Oh, not what I meant to do. So in October, this is percentage of diamonds who advanced in rank who weren't team leader, and this is percentage of team leaders and team leaders who were advancing in rank. So here's diamonds. February. The diamonds who weren't team leaders who advanced in rank, 4%. 4! Guys, that's like not any. Look at this. Those same group of people in October. Guys, like February to October. That's a long time. Look at percentage of diamonds advancing in rank who weren't team leaders, 10%. Even after a year, almost a year, only 10% of them were advancing past diamond because they weren't meeting the team leader requirements. So check out these numbers. Percentage of team leaders advancing in rank, 59, March, 28, 43, 50, 51, 53, 58, 16 in September, and look at October. Look, 63% of coaches who were team leaders advanced rank in October. Raise your hand if you want to advance in rank. Me. Raise your hand if you want exponential momentum and growth on your team. That is why you want to be a team leader. Okay, Brigitta's waving her arms. I know, I require participation when I speak. Okay, here we go. All right, dropping rank. This is what I talked about. Once you get to diamond, 1%. If you are not just a diamond, but you are a team leader, 1% of team leaders drop rank. So if you want to be a diamond and you want to be a shiny, sparkly, rock solid diamond and be in this 1%, be a team leader. Because only 1% of team leaders drop in rank. 35% of diamonds, here's my statistic that I was looking for, of non-team leaders drop in rank, 35%. So let's not be that. Let's get ourselves to team leader so we can be this happy 1% number. Okay. I gotta move this because I can't see. Okay, advancing in rank. So 53% of team leaders advance in rank, and only 19% of non-team leader diamonds advance in rank. That's a huge difference. Okay, last slide. One more reason you want to be on the leadership ladder summit. There is a party. Yay! So now the 2-star diamond party is not just a 2-star diamond party. Okay, you have to be a team leader to get to that party. So what does that mean? Build your team momentum and get your booty to team leader. Okay? All right. So you don't just have to be a 2-star diamond. Let's see, qualify as a team leader. So you have to be a 2-star diamond and a team leader. Oh, that's an interesting concept. Bonus question, can you be a 2-star diamond and not be a team leader? Yep. If you didn't hit Success Club, You can't go to the party even if you have 2 rock star diamonds under you. So get your butt to Success Club. Okay? You can be a 2-star diamond and not be a team leader. You could be a 5-star diamond and not a team leader. So, end of story. Team leader is your start line. Ready, go. Love people. A lot of them. And recruit people to love people. And that's how you do it. Just like that. Okay, I'm done.
Okay. If you want to stop your screen share, perfect. Thank you so much, Missy. Perfectly said. Everything that you did was perfect on there. I'm going to go ahead and if you want to mute, and I'll pin my video here. Thank you so much. Okay, you guys, I am going to share with you real quick, and I'll be fast so that we don't go over time, but I just want to kind of share like my background of this as well. And then I'm going to explain the last 2 rungs on the leadership ladder. So I've been a coach for almost 4 years now, and the leadership ladder came out last year. And when it was announced, I was already an executive leader. So I was already like at the top of this leadership ladder that they were just announcing. That to me felt very confusing. And the fact that I was already at the top to me kind of felt like, okay, well, I don't know what I did to get there. So what's the point, right? Like I already am at the top, so I don't need to think about it. I don't need to focus on it. And then throughout the year, I kind of learned more about it and my attitude changed to it. And I realized like, okay, well, that's fine and dandy that I am an executive leader, but I want other coaches on my team to be an executive leader too, right? I don't want it to just be me. So I need to figure this out and figure out what did I do to get there, so that I can share what other people can do to get there as well. And it's really that whole principle summary right there is how you lead. You know, that's how what you do as a coach and how you have coaches advance in rank and advance into Success Club is you figure out, okay, how can I analyze what it is that I'm doing that's working for me? You know, what am I doing to get into Success Club? So then when I have a coach who gets onto my team and it says, okay, I want to get into Success Club too, you can say, well, this is what I am doing. And so you can help them see how that will work for them. I do want to do a screen share as well. So let me pull up some slides. One second. Okay, can you guys see my slides okay? Okay, so right after team leader, we move into organization leader. Now, I just want to point a few things out. Yes, the same thing. Like you still have to be hitting Success Club, but also then your rank has to increase, your rank requirement. So, you know, for that summit party, you do have to be a 2-star diamond and a team leader. But notice to be a team leader, you only have to be a diamond. But to be an organization leader, you do have to be a 2-star diamond. The income requirement goes up. So this means that throughout that month, you are earning at least $2,500 that month, okay? So making about $750, $800, I'm not very good at math, but per week to be making $2,500. You are hitting Success Club and you have at least 2 personally sponsored diamond coaches, but you have to be a 2-star diamond in that month. So, you know, some coaches may hit 2-star diamond and then drop, or they have like 2 rock star diamonds underneath them, but they don't have enough personally sponsored active coaches. And I'm realizing as I'm saying this that I should have a little screenshot of showing you the requirements for 2-star diamond. It was on the previous slide that Missy had, but 2-star diamond means that you have at least 12 personally sponsored active coaches, and you have a diamond coach on your left leg and a diamond coach on your right leg that you sponsored, okay? And that makes you a 2-star diamond coach. You have to be 2-star diamond in that month, and then you need to have 6 personally sponsored coaches with 1 Success Club point. So all of the same things, I'm not gonna like say it over again that Missy said, but this points out that you can't just have 2 builders. right? You need to have at least 6 coaches who are working this business and running challenge groups. And they need to be getting at least some successful points on the board. Team volume. So they're looking at your weak leg team volume, proving that, okay, this is not just I happen to have an upline sponsor who's putting a lot of volume down my strong leg, but this is volume that I am creating with my team, and me leading them, me mentoring them and coaching them, and they're creating volume, and there's at least 15,000 team volume in the entire month. So if you break that down, I'm going to hurry and pull that out on my calculator because it just goes to show you don't have to be the best at math to do this. But 3,750 volume points on your weak leg every week, okay, to be hitting this requirement. Now, here's the big thing. Because I know some coaches who earn over $2,500 a month, and they have all of the volume, but they have not helped 2 of their coaches advance to team leader. So this is definitely a big deal, guys. You have 2 of your coaches who are hitting the requirements that Missy talked about to be a team leader. So this is why we make such a big deal about this. There are not that many coaches in the network who have hit this requirement, but it's because I just think there's a lot of it of being aware of it so you can know what to work on to get there. But this is why I highlight Missy and Keisha for what they've done to get to executive, which I'll talk about in a second, because I'll tell you that there are 15-star diamond coaches in the network who are not even organization leaders. They are team leaders, so this is kind of a big deal, to be an organization leader. And then a step above that is to be an executive leader. So this is what Missy and Keisha have both done. And this is why they got big fat shout out, and why I'm praising their name, and why they're on this call talking, and why they have the authority to share what they were sharing with you guys. They're both earning at least $8,500 a month. All right. They are hitting Success Club. They have at least the rank of 5-star diamond and above in that month, right? So they're not dropping below 5 stars. You have to keep that steady. 5-star diamond, you have at least 20 personally sponsored active coaches. And the thing with 5-star diamond, you have 5 coaches who have advanced to diamond, but at least 2 of them on each leg. So you can't have 1 and 4 is the big thing. You have to have 2 and 3, all right? 8 of your personally sponsored coaches are building this business, getting successful points on the board. So same thing that we've been talking about this whole call, that you're not just getting there with 5 coaches building this business. You need to be recruiting, adding to that. But by doing so, then it leads to your increased team volume. So 50,000 team volume is about 12,500 on every week on your weak leg. For your team volume. Now that much is about 2,100 in team cycle bonuses. So, you hear about that team cycle bonuses that Missy's talking about that you start earning as an emerald. You're making over $2,000. You have a 6-figure income just from the volume that's being created by your team. That's huge. That means you're not selling thousands of dollars of Shakeology to be earning thousands of dollars a week. All right. So 50,000 team volume on your weak leg is definitely a big deal. Of course, having 4 personally sponsored team leaders. You guys know what the team leaders are now. But here's the thing with all of this, and I'm going to go to the next slide to kind of talk about this, but is that if you're focusing on a few foundational pieces, it leads to the next thing. I know you may feel like there's no way I'm ever going to be an organization leader or an executive leader. And I want you to nip that doubt in your mind right now, because I didn't think I was going to well, I didn't even know about it. Right. But I'm sure for me, as a new coach, I would have looked at that and felt that it's going to be 10 years down the road. But it happens, guys. If you're focusing on, I'm just going to run a challenge group, and I'm going to help people see success so that they want to do this too. And I'm going to show them that this is fun and I get to help people. And when they get into my team and they join my team, I'm going to show them this is how you run a challenge group. These are the posts that I'm making. This is how I help people. And then they run a group and then they do the same thing. Guys, this is still a simple thing where you're recruiting people and you're helping them hit Success Club. For you to be building your team and helping them hit Success Club, your income goes up and your team volume goes up. And then by them recruiting people, they're going to advance the leadership ladder and they're going to become team leaders. And then you're there. Okay? So this is not like you have to focus on something different to get into these higher rungs. You just stay consistent in the small and simple things. Just yesterday, one of my leaders reached out to me and she's like, I noticed a trend that coaches hit these plateaus at diamond and then they hit it at like 2-star diamond. And then I noticed another plateau around 5-star. She's like, how do I avoid that? I don't want to be that person. And she's like, I keep thinking I need to work harder. I need to do something more so that I don't get stuck at this plateau. And I'm like, no. You know, just like Missy said, where this is the starting line when you get to diamond, it's the same thing. When you get to 2-star diamond, that's another huge platform and like launching pad for your business. Same thing with 5-star. Like if you just stay consistent versus the people who say, well, I'm tired. I want to take a break. I don't want to keep doing team calls, or I don't want to like keep recruiting, or I don't want to keep running challenge groups. Like if you take a step back and you stop doing the activity that got you to that place, then yeah, like you're going to hit a plateau. But this is going to be attainable for anybody who is consistent in this business. It is not a hard thing. It's the fact that I think some people start making, let's say, $7,000 a month, and they're like, you know what, I'm comfortable here. I don't want to push myself, you know, and so they don't keep moving forward. You know, they get lackadaisical about it, you know, and they take a step back. So don't be that person, okay? Because here's the thing. It's not even about, well, I want a title. Like, I want to be an organizational leader, or I want to be an executive leader. Like, really, it's not about the title or the recognition for you, because your kids don't care. Your friends on Facebook are like, oh, you're an executive leader. The reason why you're excited about this is it means that the people who joined your business and joined your team and said, I have a goal, you helped them reach a goal. Like, your coaches are fulfilling their dreams. Like, that's a huge deal. Like, I can't even tell you guys what it meant for me when Keisha left her job at Google and when Missy bought her farm. Like, that was so powerful for me, because I remember when they shared that with me as a goal. Like, I still remember like talking to Missy as a brand new coach. She was living in Provo, Utah, in this small little like, you know, house. And she's like, I remember doing calls with her and her kids are running around. And she's like, I have got to get out of here. I've got to get out of Utah. I can't wait to live on my farm. And we tell the kids about it. And I'm just going to walk around my property and eat fruit. And I'm going to have like all these animals. And she would talk about it. And I'm like, yes, Missy, you are going to. And like, now you see her and she's like washing ducks in her bathtub. Like, she's got her farm life, you know? And that's what means so much to me. But she reached her goals by helping other people reach their goals. And she didn't give up on it. She didn't just say, well, you know what? I'm making $4,000 a month. That's good enough for me. She didn't focus on like that. She didn't settle for good enough. Like, she kept on pressing forward and kept on moving forward and saying, everybody deserves to be making this much money. I'm going to help this person make money. So because she was helping her coaches get to that $1,000 mark and said, you deserve it too. And you're willing to work for it, you deserve it too. You do too, and you do too. And she keeps helping all of these people reach their goals. So she's an executive leader. That's why this is like such a big deal and something to be celebrated. But you're not doing it like, I mean, it's really not about the title. Like, and it really, no one really cares outside the network. The fact of the matter is, you get to be excited because you know that people who shared with you their goal, you showed them a path to get there. But the path, again, is just a simple thing. Run challenge groups, help those people become coaches to run challenge groups. That's it. Just stay consistent and don't slack off after you help one or two people. I just want to share a few final thoughts. And I know it's been an hour at this point, so I'm going to go quickly, but just kind of to wrap this whole thing up, I want you guys to not feel like overwhelmed, to be like, I've already forgotten what it means to be a team leader. Okay? Like, this does not have to be something that you've memorized by any means, okay? This is a matter where, remember what Keisha showed you on where to find the information. That's the biggest thing, okay? And so where you can see where you are at. Because where you know where you want to be, which is the next rung, that's what you get to focus on. You know what to work on. It shows you in that back office where you're like maybe falling short. So you can say, okay, I get to work on creating more coaches who are earning Success Club points. So you know you get to focus on recruiting. You know you get to like talk to your coaches who have signed up and say, you know, hey, can I help you? Do you want to run a challenge group together? Show me your invites. Like, here's what I say, like work with your coaches and kind of break it down on what you are doing to find success. That's what you do as a leader, okay? So, but this breaks it down. So really walk out of this saying, okay, I just get to look at this as this is going to identify for me the things I get to work on to have a more like fulfilling, stable business and to make sure I'm helping my coaches see success too. But once you identify what it is to work on, be laser focused on that one thing. I like the analogy, and I shared this with a coach yesterday as well, but of washing your car with a hose. So I'm from Idaho. We wash our cars outside in the driveway. Every Saturday is what we did as kids. And I learned really quickly that with that hose, if I covered part of the opening so that it was not as much exposed, then I had more water pressure and I could better wash that car. And it's the same thing in this. When you are concise on what you're focused on, you are more able to quickly get the thing done. And you're able to do it more effectively and with like better precision and be more successful in that thing. So leadership ladder, it breaks it down, tells you what to focus on and just focus on that one thing. Say, okay, I'm short in these two areas. Boom, I know what to focus on. That's it. Be laser focused in that thing. Because that's how you're going to wash the car. That's how you're going to continue seeing success. Same thing with creating a fire, you know, using a magnifying glass. That magnifying glass is magnifying that light, but you have to hold that magnifying glass still and focus in on one area. If you take a magnifying glass and you move it back and forth, it's not condensing the power of the sun to create a fire in that entire field. You know, you have to hold it still and be focused on that one thing, okay? By the way, you can create a fire with a magnifying glass. If you didn't know that, that's kind of assume people know that, and that's my Idaho background there. But and another way I like to think of it is, you know, there's all these ladders, there's all these things, and you know, we're so used to seeing these big transformations in 30 minutes minus commercials, right? In these like infomercials that we see. We're like, you can change your whole life in 30 minutes. You're going to buy this program and, you know, like you're going to be completely different. But that's not how things work. You know, we know that it's a process. And in this business, it's a process. You know, I did not like sign up and then a week later become a team like leader. And I didn't become an executive leader like after 1 year in this business. It was something that took time. And then by doing those activities that I'm telling you guys, you know, when they announced it, it was like, okay, well, that's what I've been doing, you know, to get to that point. But I did it one page at a time. You know, so I hear these people talk about doing these big goals or training for a half marathon or writing a book, but you don't write a book, you write a page. You know, you don't train for a marathon by saying, okay, well, I'm going to go out and run 26 miles. You run 1 mile at a time. And then the next day you run 2 miles, or the next day you run 2 miles again. And you do it like small and simple things done consistently over time. And that's how you're going to build this business. That's how you're going to continue moving up the leadership ladder. But like I said, focus on the blocks, like the foundational blocks, because this is not complicating the business, guys. This is keeping it simple. And it's just showing that no matter what rank you hit at, you keep on focusing on, I'm going to help people. That's what I signed up to do. I joined this business because it changed my life. And I know I get to share that with other people. And by sharing it with other people, of course I'm going to hit Success Club. Like, I'm not focusing on that, but I'm focusing on sharing this and loving people. So of course I'm going to hit Success Club. And of course I'm going to share this opportunity with other people. So of course I'm going to keep on moving up rank. And then I'm going to just share what I'm doing. I'm going to share what I'm doing with other people. So then they're going to hit Success Club and they're going to hit rank. This is a simple thing, but it's just telling you that, guess what? Surprise, your job doesn't end at Diamond, and it doesn't end at 2-star, and it doesn't end at 5-star, because there's more. And this is reminding you that there's other people to help, okay? And your coaches deserve to do this. And as you focus on that, you're going to keep moving up the leadership ladder and get that recognition for doing what you get to focus on. But most importantly, guys, in this business, and I hope that you can sense this from each person who's spoken today, drum roll, you get to have fun. You guys, like, this business, I see so many people who stress out about it, and I'm like, why? Like, this is fun. Like, you get to choose who you work with, you get to go on trips, you're helping people, like, change their life. Like, there is nothing to stress out about. Like, if you're stressed in this business, it is it is feedback that there's a limiting belief in your mind that you get to address and release. Because it is not this situation. It is not this business that is creating stress in your life. It is some sort of belief that you have. And it could be that you have a belief that my worth goes down if my house is dirty. And so my house is dirty because now I'm working on this business, and now it's creating all this conflict in my life, and I'm feeling like shit. I'm sorry, I'm going to say it, because my house is dirty. And guess what? It's your belief that you think your value is attached to how your house is cleaned. It's not the fact that Beachbody made your house dirty. Like, okay, so all of these different things. If you have issues, if you have problems, this business is an accelerated path to growth. So you're going to very, very, very quickly say, oh, here's a limiting belief. Oh, here's another one, and here's another one, and here's another one. Release them. Because guess what? You're going to feel so free. You're going to feel like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I was holding on to all of these limiting beliefs, and now I get to let them go. And once you let them go, like, it's over. But how freaking cool in this business that you have that opportunity to have these things, like, come to your attention, because otherwise you never would have known. You know, I just think of how much I've grown and how much I've changed over the last 4 years. And I think by no other means would I be the person I am today if it wasn't through Beachbody. Like, I just feel like it's changed me for better. You know, I wake up just so excited, and I don't know why I'm getting choked up because I'm talking about happiness, but I'm just so, so grateful. And like, I just think if somebody had not been brave on Facebook to talk about this, what I would be missing out on. So you guys get to be brave, and you get to run your challenge groups, and you get to give that challenge group your heart and everything that you've got, and then share with them the business and the opportunity that they have to do the same thing, so that then you can like continue this path and this journey of like sharing this goodness with everybody, so everyone can have the same like experience that you have had in this Beachbody business. But it's fun. It's a good thing. We get to run our own businesses. So anyways, I hope that this has kind of shed some light for you guys on like what this can do for you in your business, what to focus on, and help you see this. This is totally attainable if you just stay focused on those small and simple things. But have fun with it. Don't stress. Like, just have fun, and your passion, your energy, your excitement is gonna like be so magnetic that people are gonna be like, I don't even know what you're doing, but I want to do it with you. Okay, so thank you guys for getting on this call. Any questions? Since we're over time, we'll post them in the group. So just post questions in the group and we'll answer in there, okay? Thank you guys for getting on.